these people, Gami here. Welcome to Amsterdam. Um, so I want to talk about why, as colored people, we do not call ourselves black. So to understand this, we have to really look at South African history and understand that there are different groups in South Africa. Also understand where these terms come from and what they were used for. So black and white internationally has been used for political control. It has been used for separation, and it has been used to take the attention away from what's actually going on internationally. In South Africa, terms like black, native, and African was used to refer to certain tribes that descend from Western Africa. These peoples were also known as the Nguni people, and so black, African, and native, these terms were synonymous with each other. And the actual people that were found here in South Africa, in Southern Africa, the Kwe, the Kwebe, the Gwenya, the Kam, the Nu, the Shan, as they were called, all these names, the Busman, whatnot, whatever you want to call them. These people, the original people, the people that were here first, were called colored people. We were told that as colored people, as the descendants of the original people, the Aboriginal people, we were told that we had no descent, or not no descent, we did not descend from anyone that is, so to say, African, that is, so to say, yeah, in any case, so our descent was hidden, if I can put it that way. We were told that as a group, as colored people, we were created through the mixing of black or native African, meaning the Nguni people, and white. This was what we were told at first. And so recently we've discovered, that in fact we are a very big mix, not only European and Nguni, but also Khoisan or Kwe, or so many other names that we've been called throughout the years, and we were actually the descendants of those people. And so in all technicality, we the descendants of the Kwe people are the native people of South Africa. We are the indigenous people of South Africa. But again, because of how politically packed the word native is here in South Africa, it is difficult for us to then call ourselves that, because there are political reasons that go around it as well. So we call ourselves Aboriginal, those of us that understand this. Then white as well. Amongst the white groups, there are many different groups. There are Irish, there are Swiss, there are British, there are Greek, many different groups. And many of these groups that I have mentioned, that I have named, at some point were not considered Caucasian or white by other groups. And so there is, even they themselves only use this term white, black, white and black as political terms and terms of separation. If there was truly a white group, a single white group, we would have no poor whites in South Africa, we would have no white squatters, we would have no poor whites in America, we wouldn't have hillbillies. Okay. So the idea that there is this one group called the white people is just not, it doesn't fit well with the reality of what is happening around us. And similarly, to believe that there is one group called the black people just is not a reality. Within South Africa, maybe in the American context there might be something like that, but within South Africa, within the South African context, we have many different black, so-called black groups. The only group really in South Africa that doesn't remember or recognize its internal and traditional, how can I put this, groups are actually the colored people. Some of us do at this point realize that we were not always just one group, one homogeneous group, and that we were in fact also different tribes and so on. We are not just the colored people. And so for us now to come and say that we are black, you see, would be disingenuous to the reality of the matter of what is going on, of the context of South Africa. Because not even the black people are one, or is one group, the so-called black people. And we see this when we witness things like xenophobia, especially amongst these people who now are asking that we as the colored people also use this political term in order to identify ourselves. And so the concept and these words and the arguments that are used in order to get us to identify with them is as disingenuous as it was in the time when the Europeans were colonizing us. And there's good reason for this. I mean, when you come to a place, when you come to a land and there are people there and you can claim relation to those people, you can claim rights with those people, you can claim a share in the rights of those people. And so the Europeans knew this, and they made it difficult for us to work, they made the labor force more difficult, they made movement difficult, and they gave us their surnames. They killed out the ones that knew, and they gave us their surnames. And so today we see the same thing happening, and we see that it has become difficult for a colored person to find work once again. And again, it has become easier for a colored person to actually identify as a black person or an African. We are all African, but again, in the context of South Africa, African is synonymous with black. And so again, this is being used so that we may identify more with those that are in control at the moment and wish to maintain it. Because when we as Aboriginal people, when we as descendants of the Khoi, when we identify ourselves with other groups of people, this legitimizes their right to share in the inheritance that was stolen from us, that our people were murdered for. This would be atrocious to say the least. But yeah, guys, I hope that gives you a bit of insight into what the politics of these terms are within South Africa, and why I believe that we need to make away with them, and use terms that are more reality based and more indicative of the actual situation that exists within South Africa. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Peace.